Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we break down the biggest movies and series. And today, we're diving into the heartwarming Netflix rom-com, People We Meet on Vacation. So if you've seen this Emily Henry's adaptation and are confused of that emotional finale, then stick around for the explanation. So the movie opens with a girl relaxing and reading a book on a beach, where in background she tells about vacation, like how you can enjoy it and you can do anything in a vacation. But suddenly the screen cuts and we see the same girl named Poppy. Well, she was a travel writer who was writing an article about travel when her boss came and asked about her article. Actually, Poppy has grown unhappy with her life, and that's why her articles are becoming emotionless. So her boss told her to write something exciting and leaves. Then after returning home, she talks with her mother on phone, and later her friend David calls her and reminds her of his upcoming wedding in Barcelona. But after seeing the date, she told him that she can't come because of some hotel inauguration, and Alex might not like her there, with whom she has not spoken in 2 years. But David insists her to come and told her that Alex have broken up with Sarah. Then Poppy and Alex's history is revealed in a series of flashbacks, but don't worry because it's not confusing. So we see a flashback 9 years ago, where they met at Boston College, becoming friends over a prolonged road trip back to their shared hometown of Linfield. And now that Poppy came late, Alex is angry because they will arrive late. Then in the traffic, they argues about little things, and here we understand that they are complete opposite of each other. Where Poppy is a free-spirited girl, Alex is mature and realistic boy. Like Poppy talks about her favorite things and Alex told her that he doesn't like anything except running, where Poppy don't like that. Then at a gas station, Alex goes to take a coffee, while after finding a wishing well, Poppy goes there. And when Alex came, she told him about the well and that she doesn't have coin to make a wish. So out of goodwill, Alex gave her a coin and she makes her wish there. Then at the car, Alex sees that Poppy has locked the car and the keys are inside. So at the night, they are forced to share a hotel room, where Poppy asked about his girlfriend and mom, but Alex told her that he only have a brother and dad because his mom has passed away when he was little. After that, Alex asks why she doesn't like Linfield, so Poppy also told him about her past. Like when she lives there, she always felt lonely and nobody talks to her, and one day she was invited to a party where a boy named Brian kissed her, and next day he told everyone that they have slept together. So for the next 3 years, she became a bad girl. On the other side, Alex listens quietly. He admits that while Poppy dreams of places like Paris, he feels most at ease in small towns. Still, he confesses that he would like to see more of the world one day. And it is the first moment where their differences stop feeling oppositional and begin to feel complementary, laying the foundation for their friendship. Then next morning, Poppy and Alex speaks while doing breakfast, where Poppy asked Alex if he is enjoying the moment, and Alex said yes. Like he enjoyed a beautiful sunrise while running and loved the present. So like that they both became friends and decided that they will travel every summer. Meanwhile in the present, Poppy calls Alex and lied, like when Alex told her that she doesn't have to come if she not want to, but she lied to him, saying she have official work in Barcelona. So to manage her lie, her boss approves a last-minute pivot, like she will cover destination weddings in Barcelona and then write an article on it, ultimately allowing her to attend David's wedding ceremony. Then at the airport, Poppy meets Alex and their reunion is awkward and restrained because they have no idea what to do. Well, our free-spirited Poppy mentions how difficult it is not to hug him, triggering a major flashback. Actually, this flashback takes us 8 summers back, where before leaving for Vancouver, Alex meets Poppy's parents for the first time, and he have broken up with Sarah. Meanwhile, Poppy's parents are warm, curious, and immediately assume the two are a couple. That's why Poppy's mom gives her condoms while her dad speaks with Alex about night exercise, which Alex thought he was talking about his fear of plane. Later, they both denies their relation and insisted that they are just friends, though the dynamic between them already suggests something more complicated. Later, Poppy's mom and dad gave him the condoms and medicines for his fear of flight. So Alex, after sleeping on the plane because of the medicines, they went for the trip. And this Vancouver trip itself highlights how differently they approach travel. Like, Alex arrives with a guidebook and a clear plan, hoping to see the city efficiently and responsibly. But Poppy, on the other hand, wants to improvise. She argues that following an itinerary will only lead them to the same photos and experiences as every other tourist. So she wants surprises, detours, and stories instead of landmarks. Then, after some camping, spending a night together in jungle, and exploring the forest next day, they visit a silver pine art market where Poppy bought a weird-looking wooden art piece. Later, at a water taxi ride, they meet Buck, the boat driver, who invites them to camp overnight with his friends after hearing that Poppy wants to sleep with him. Then at the camp, they meet another girl named Daisy, who tries to hit on Alex at night, while Poppy and Buck spends their time together. Then Alex ends up skinny dipping with Daisy and others at the campsite, only to discover that his clothes have been swept away by the tide after. So he spends the night running through the woods completely naked, panicked and humiliated. Meanwhile, Poppy attempts to hook up with Buck, but loses interest after noticing a tattoo that reminds her of death, abruptly cooling the moment. Later, Alex eventually finds Poppy, and she rescues him by giving him one of her rompers to wear. And then that night, inside the tent, the tone shifts, because Poppy admits that she is scared about the future. She confesses that she has already decided not to return to college. Instead, she plans to move to New York, rent an apartment using her tuition money, intern at a magazine, and start building a life around writing and travel. Actually, she worries that if they stop being in the same place, they will stop being friends. So Alex reassures her in a way that becomes foundational to their relationship. Like, he promises that every summer, no matter where they are or who they are with, they will meet somewhere in the world and take a trip together. Well, it is not a grand romantic gesture, but a quiet commitment rooted in consistency. And that promise becomes their tradition, anchoring the story that follows. Then back in the present, the distance between Alex and Poppy is immediately apparent. Like, their conversations are stiff and superficial, limited to weather updates and logistical details, the kind of small talk that fills space without touching anything real. The ease they once shared is gone, replaced by careful pauses and things left unsaid. Then during the drive through Barcelona, Poppy learns that Alex's grandmother, Betty, has died and left him her house in Linfield. And as the news lands heavily to Poppy, it is another reminder of how much has happened in the years they stopped speaking and how little of it they shared with each other. Later at Poppy's rented apartment, the discomfort continues. The building is under construction, the windows barely open, and the heat is stifling. The air conditioning works only intermittently, requiring constant adjustment and patience. So Poppy tries to make light of it, noting that at least it is not humid, unlike New Orleans. But the comment is casual, but it quietly signals the next flashback. So this time they arrive in New Orleans. Poppy and Alex's annual trip has settled into a familiar rhythm. This year, however, the dynamic is slightly altered. Like, Poppy has a boyfriend, Julian, a chef who remains mostly off-screen, but whose presence hangs over the trip. Meanwhile, Alex has recently broken up with Sarah, though the separation already feels temporary in a way Poppy notices, but does not yet fully name. Actually, in New Orleans, Poppy leans into performance. Like, she and Alex pretend to be on their honeymoon, because after witnessing a couple getting better treatment, they also want to get better tables and special treatment at restaurants. But as a game that starts as joke quickly becomes revealing. She then spins the story with ease, enjoying the attention and the intimacy of playing a role together. On the other hand, Alex follows along, at first awkwardly, then with growing confidence. Then one night, they meet and befriend the same couple at a bar, where Poppy invents fake names, fake jobs, and an elaborate backstory about how Alex proposed, just to make them believe. Later, when the conversation turns to dancing, Poppy impulsively tells them that Alex choreographed their wedding dance. So she puts music on without warning, forcing Alex into the spotlight. And to her surprise, he does not freeze, he dances well. And the moment draws laughter and a genuine sense of joy, where for a brief stretch of time, Alex seems lighter than usual, less guarded, more himself. Then on their way, the tone shifts. Like Poppy confides that she feels disconnected from Julian and uncertain about her own capacity for love. She admits that she envies Alex's clarity, his belief that love is something steady and attainable. Even when his relationship with Sarah falters, she sees them as inevitable, pulled back together by gravity. But Alex listens everything quietly, absorbing the comparison. Well, the closeness peaks when Poppy sprains her ankle and Alex carries her back to the hotel through the streets. And here the physical intimacy feels natural, almost unremarkable to them, until they reach the hotel and find Julian waiting there, having flown in to surprise Poppy. Meanwhile, back in the present, Alex throws out his back while trying to fix the air conditioning in Poppy's apartment, and the moment is small but telling. And as they have not seen each other in years, the awkwardness between them is immediate. Their conversations are cautious, edged with what has gone unsaid for too long. Where Poppy points out that even during the period when they were no longer speaking, Alex should have told her about his grandmother Betty's death and about his breakup with Sarah. Actually, it makes clear how much distance has grown between them and how deeply that distance hurts them. So because Alex can barely move, Poppy insists him stay the night. And she frames it lightly, saying she is just returning the favor for Norway, which Alex replies with one of his favorite trips. Well, the line is casual, but it opens the door to another flashback for summers ago. So this time Poppy and Alex were supposed to go to Norway together. As it was the 1 week Alex had free from work, and Poppy's magazine had already paid for the entire trip. But at the last minute, Poppy gets sick and cannot travel. And rather than postpone or cancel, she urges Alex to go without her, where she even suggests that he should invite someone else, casually naming Sarah. But Alex tells her it is over for good this time. The relationship has finally ended. Later, Alex does not go to Norway. Instead, he goes to New York. And he spends the week taking care of Poppy, staying with her while she recovers. So here we understand that the choice is never framed as a sacrifice. It simply happens, quietly reinforcing the pattern that has defined their relationship for years. Because when it matters, Alex shows up for her. Then in the present, next morning in Barcelona, Poppy didn't find Alex in bed because he goes out for a run. So when he comes back, Poppy admits she has never run in her life and almost failed physical education in high school. And this shows how different they are. Later, Alex invites Poppy to the rehearsal dinner for David's wedding as he sees her as a family. Then at the event, Alex gets surprised as Poppy gets there in time. After that, she meets Alex's dad and David, where she congratulates them. Later, during the meal, David thanks her for managing to get out of her Greece work trip at the last minute. And that fact, Alex listens and something shifts, like he realizes she was never supposed to be in Barcelona, as she told him. Then once they are alone, he confronts her and he asks her directly why she really came, where Poppy finally admits the truth that she came because she missed her best friend. Then as Alex also confirms that he missed her too, the tension follows. After that, Poppy wishes that they could go back to how things were before Tuscany. And Alex tells her he does not think that is possible anymore. Then as Alex goes away, and there comes another flashback. So 2 summers ago, the annual trip to Tuscany takes place, and for the first time, everything feels off. Like Alex brings his girlfriend Sarah, while Poppy arrives with her own boyfriend Trey. And from the start, the atmosphere is strained, because what used to feel effortless between Alex and Poppy now feels monitored and guarded. Then Sarah makes pointed comments about who Alex might be texting if he is here, clearly refereeing Poppy. Later, she brings up past trips, including Napa Valley, in ways that signal lingering discomfort. Then that night at dinner, Trey describes himself and Poppy as nomads, always chasing the next place and the next experience, while someone else pays the bill. Actually, the contrast between the two couples is stark. Meanwhile, Alex is a high school teacher who values routine and home, while Sarah works for her family's business. Then as Trey said that he doesn't have a home, Alex shares that he desires for stability in life. Actually, Alex articulates the difference plainly. Like what makes the trip special for him, he explains, that is knowing that at the end of the trip, he gets to go home. And that idea lands poorly with Poppy, who has built her life around movement. Then later that night, in a swimming pool, Trey told Poppy that Alex is boring, while she goes from there as she was not feeling well. Later, Poppy becomes violently ill and starts vomiting. She is panicking as she realizes that she might be pregnant and texts Alex for help. On the other side, Alex tells Sarah that Poppy's relationship is not going to last long when the text messages came in and he immediately comes to check on her. And although Sarah supports him going, it is clear that the situation unsettles her. Then Alex takes Poppy to buy a pregnancy test. And when it comes back negative, Poppy is relieved, but shaken. So Alex tries to comfort her, telling her he will always be there for her. But the intimacy of the moment overwhelms Poppy, and she leans in and tries to kiss him. But Alex stops her. Then, embarrassed and emotional, Poppy apologizes, saying she was confused and did not mean it. And when Alex asks what he is to her, she answers honestly but cautiously that he is her best friend, and she does not want to ruin that. Well, to Alex, the words hurts more than she realizes. So next morning, Poppy wakes up and finds a celebration is happening. Actually, Alex has proposed to Sarah. Then as Trey asks from where did he got the ring in this mooring, it turns out that it was not an impulsive choice. But he has been carrying it for some time, waiting for the right moment. Later, Poppy tells Alex that she is happy for him, but when he talks about staying in Linfield and building a life there, she pushes back. Like she asks about his abandoned plans for a PhD, about his planning of teaching in Europe or New York. Where Alex responds calmly, saying he wants a loving and stable relationship. A kind of life requires compromise. But Poppy calls it settling. And Alex tells her that she lives in a fantasy, always chasing new places, new people, new versions of herself. But he and Sarah are building something real together. And that what really matters to him. Then he ends the conversation by telling her that this will be their last trip. So back in the present, after walking away, Alex returns to her apartment, where the heat is still unbearable and the air conditioning is still unreliable. So there Alex makes it clear that he does not want things to slip back into the version of their relationship that existed before Tuscany. Later in response, Poppy finally asks the question she has been carrying. Like, did he break up with Sarah because of her? Well, Alex confirms that he did broke up only because of her. So as the room heats, the tension and the weight of the moment became too much. Poppy tears down the plastic covering of the construction windows. And after she goes outside for some fresh air, rain pours, where Alex joins her outside. So with both soaked and exposed, she admits she messed up. She asked too much of him and waited too long. Then as Alex tells her that he wants her, not as a friend, but as a partner, Poppy tells him that she also wants him. And that's the reason why she came to Barcelona. She has always been in love with him. So in that moment, they kiss and spend the night together. So in the end, at the wedding, things initially feel hopeful. But while dancing, Alex presses Poppy about their future, like staying in Linfield and stability. But suddenly Poppy hesitates, asking for time to think. But Alex cannot understand how, after everything, she still does not know what she wants. She again accuses him of settling, where he tells her that he was waiting for her for a very long time. So as they finally say the truth that neither has been able to voice before, Alex says that love was never the problem between them, timing was. After which, he goes from there. Then as Poppy returns to New York alone, at the airport, she runs into Sarah, who is now a flight attendant. There Poppy apologizes for her role in their relationship. But Sarah surprises her by saying it was not her fault. In a way, Poppy did her a favor. Later, Sarah said she thought she knew what she wanted from life, but she didn't. But Poppy helped her realize that. Then back home, Poppy realizes her life is no longer working, so she writes a resignation letter. And for the first time, she stops running. And her boss told her to keep writing because she is her fan. Then she goes to Linfield to meet Alex, but Alex does not answer the door. Later, she notices him running down the street instead. And to stop him, Poppy also starts running after him, even though she has always hated running. She keeps going until he finally hears her, where she finally tells him the truth. Like 1 week a year with him was safe for her, and it was the only way she knew how to love him without risking everything. She feared that if she stayed too long, he would see what everyone else eventually did, that she was too much, even for him. So loving him from a distance felt safer than asking for more and losing him altogether. But she loves him, she always has. And there is nothing in her life she would not give up to build something real with him. So after the confession, Alex kisses her, and we witness a happy end. But wait, we again see next summer, and the final scene, where Poppy and Alex are now together in New York. Alex is teaching at Sarah Lawrence, and Poppy writes for her own website, no longer chasing someone else's version of success. She now understands that home is not a place, it is where you are fully yourself, with the person who loves you for exactly who you are. Later, we see them on a flight, going for another vacation, posed exactly like the cover of Emily Henry's novel. And this time, they are not running towards something else, they are already where they belong. So this rom-com delivers gentle chemistry between Poppy and Alex, shining in quiet but familiar moments amid stunning vacation visuals that scream escapism. Well, it's predictable but polished, prioritizing comfort over deep ache, making it a cozy Netflix watch for fans of slow-burn friends-to-lovers tropes. Though in my opinion, it lacks the book's emotional edge. So overall, because of that feel-good vibes without reinvention, it achieved a good rating, like 75% on Rotten Tomatoes. So did Poppy and Alex's ending hit you in the feels, or was it too trope-y? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.